Welcome, I'm Terry Myers.
And I'm Elisha Bendel.
Today, Elisha and I are going to tell you all about the all-new Foretravel Realm LVB that you see. The great thing about Foretravel is the company behind it. They've been in business since 1967, building luxury custom diesel motorhomes in Nacogdoches, Texas. They're still built in the same place they started. They've grown that factory, and it's an amazing place to go tour if you have an opportunity. Every coach, every house that's built starts with a foundation. So on this coach, what Foretravel has done is they've selected the best foundation. They use a K4 Spartan chassis with this. The big difference between a K3 that you'll see under some nice motorhomes and the K4 that you see under this coach is that a K3 has a C-channel rail. This has a tubular steel rail, so it's solid all the way around. You don't have an open space. That lets you carry more stuff, which is super important when you're traveling, right? Your wife, I'm gonna pack it down.
Load it up with everything.
Load it up with everything you can put in there. The other thing, it's going to give you more storage ability on the height of the coach. It lets you store more stuff underneath. We'll kind of show you that as we get down into some of these compartments today. The other thing is it's got independent front suspension. Wow. You've got 365 tires on the front of this. These are beast tires. They ride, they handle. This coach is quiet going down the road. It handles like a dream. I mean, it is unbelievable. There's a lot of warranties that come with this.
So this unit comes with a 5-year, 75,000 mile chassis warranty. This has a 5-year, 100,000 mile engine warranty and a 5-year, 200,000 mile transmission warranty. Talking about that engine, we're going to look in the engine compartment back there a little bit later, but this has a 605 horsepower Cummins diesel engine, 15 liter. This is the best engine you could possibly put on a diesel motorhome. You're going to go up the hills with no problem. Towing a car fully loaded, you're gonna have all the power that you need, all the power you could possibly imagine on this unit.
20,000 pounds of towing. He talks about towing stacker trailer, cars, motorcycle, boats, put it all, take it all with you. Never come back to a land again. Go everywhere with this thing. It's
super important that you have, if you tow a double stack trailer with cars back there, you don't wanna be slowed down when you're going up a hill. And any other brand that you buy, they're just not going to go the extra mile and put the 605 horsepower engine in there.
And that 605 horsepower also comes with 1,950 foot-pounds of torque, right? Because horsepower is what gets you there, torque's what keeps you there.
It's like a rocket ship.
It's a rocket ship. This thing is a rocket ship. I'll use that word in Beast a lot today. So it's because it's just an amazing coach.
The next thing we want to tell you guys about is the paint package on this unit. So this coach has a Paramount paint package. Now that takes 650 man hours to cut and buff this. You won't feel any bumps in this paint whatsoever. Paint just doesn't get better than this on a motorhome. Foretravel is known for the best paint designs and just using the best paint, period. They're also known for their slide system. What's special about this slide system that other coaches just don't do?
Oh my God, this slide system is amazing. If you look, and you gotta look closely, the slide is rounded. There's no gaskets hanging out back here. There's no flange hanging over the edge. This is what is considered a true flush slide system. When it goes in, it is seamless down through there. There's nothing hanging over. You don't see big gaskets in there because the way that they move this, it's a hydraulic slide. And the way that they move this is that there's an airbag that's filled pneumatically all the way around that slide. So what that does, holds 14 PSI, it deflates. When you start to move the slide, it deflates. It lets you slide the slide in. When it gets in and locked in place, it reinflates that airbag and seals it up. Same thing when it comes out. It's going to reinflate when it comes out and gets locked in place. Then you have a true flush slide that's seamless, that has no gaskets hanging out. It's not nasty. You're not changing stuff. It's amazing.
When it's in, that pneumatic seal is going to ensure there's no water getting in. When it's out, same exact thing. That's huge. That's underrated, really.
It's such a big deal. The other thing that you notice is the way that they're rounded. Do you know why this is so important? Because when I stand up from underneath the slide, I'm not cracking my head anymore and bleeding all over the place. How many times have we done that? Oh my God, it's all the time. So there's no sharp corners, so it's going to save your scalp down the road. Trust me, you'll thank me later for that. But it also, seriously, it also cleans this up. It is just, it's where they've had to sand and fiberglass and then paint, and it's all painted. Even underneath the slide, it's painted. Nobody does that. They throw some material stuff under here that
white,
gets
like PVC.
Yeah, or some black nylon looking stuff. This is all fiberglassed in. It's all painted. So, and you're moving hydraulically in and out. This slide is also going to facilitate what's known as the 4-slide system once we get inside with the floor. And we'll show you that inside because this floor is a true flush floor all the way through too inside. Big deal.
The way to think about the Foretravel realm is the Foretravel realm has features that you're going to find on $3 million buses, but it is not even anywhere close to that price. It's unbelievable the amount of features and quality they've brought to the realm at this incredible price.
The next thing we want to talk about is the storage underneath this coach because it is unbelievable.
It's incredible, Terry.
I mean, when you first open it, you see how tall the storage compartments are. The first compartment naturally is going to give you your external freezer and fridge. You can set the temperature on that. You can chill wine or you can freeze steaks. However you want to use that, it works perfectly for that. These trays are all on electric slides on both sides. So you can slide this tray in and out. No more back breaking, reaching down.
You don't have to crawl down in there anymore?
No! We're making life super easy. We're officially done working, right? At least when we're out in this.
It goes out both sides as well. Electric out that side, this side.
Exactly.
Easy
Both
access.
sides in and out. This is a little bit more narrow tray. They both hold 1,000 pounds.
Wow.
So again, we talked about storage with this chassis. This lets you load this coach up.
And right above our storage compartments here, you have an incredible built-in TV. One thing you'll notice just throughout the coach is, as you would expect, they're using name brand TVs. So you have Samsung here. Foretravel is going to give you the best of the best equipment, always, period.
Elijah, let's open these two doors because this compartment becomes super important. What you haven't seen inside yet is that this coach has 2 full bathrooms. What that means is 2 full showers, right? Because it's got bunk beds, so you need a place to sleep kids. Everybody wants to take a shower and get ready at the same time. But once you put 2 showers, a washing machine, a dishwasher, and you've just got regular old, washing your hands or whatever, you need water pressure. Water pressure becomes really, really important in this coach, right? So rather than using that standard 12-volt water pump that you see on so many coaches, this is using 120 volts. It is called a Headhunter water pump. It pushes 11.9 gallons per minute of water through there. What that means is you can take a shower and wash clothes at the same time and not lose your water pressure. It is a big, big deal.
What that means too is I'm sure our customers experience this in other units. It's not going to feel like, you're not going to feel like you're in a typical RV shower. Typical RV showers, you just don't have that water pressure that you have in a house. This is going to feel like your residential shower in your house. And I don't really know any other coaches that are doing that. It's incredible.
Where do you see the shower in this RV? It doesn't look like the shower in my house, so I've never seen anything like it. It's amazing. This is a big deal. It doesn't look like much here, but it's huge. What this is a water manifold system. Let's say something happens at the kitchen sink. You're 3 days, 10 days into your 2-month trip across the country, but there's a little pinhole leak or something hit a line somewhere at the kitchen sink. I can come out here and I know it's the cold water line. I can just shut that line off. I can just take that out of there, put it on, turn it and shut that water off to that line. So now what happens? I don't lose my trip. I get to keep going because I can live without one line of water, right? That doesn't stop me from my vacation. So they've kind of thought of everything. There's a lot of redundancies built in here.
They've labeled it for you. They make it super, super easy. I haven't seen any other coaches that make the water manifold system this easy. Just nobody does that.
Nobody does that. Nobody does that. When we get back here, now we're talking about the tires. Again, we're going kind of back to that foundation and focusing on the foundation of this coach, right? Because the good ride starts with the ground. Got to come from the ground up. Starts with the tires.
And again, they give you the best of the best tires. Michelin tires. On top of that, you have a passive tag axle, passive steer tag axle. So this is going to get you a 7% better turning radius or turning ability than any other brand. That's super important.
Absolutely, absolutely. Keep moving back. I want to open this up real quick and just show you this compartment. The great thing about a Spartan chassis is everything is always in the same place. Every Spartan chassis, every single time, it's the same way. These are your crank batteries here. This is a shut-off for the whole coach that'll shut everything down. And then that's your water air dryer, your fuel filter water separator, your DEF tank. This thing is going to hold 15 gallons of DEF. Great thing about the 15 gallons of DEF is guess what? Fills on both sides of the coach. I can fill it here. We'll lift this back down. I can fill it from this side if I need to. There's also going to be a fill on the other side. To make it convenient when you're at a truck stop, you can fill this thing and make it super, super easy and quick.
You mentioned as well there's, what, 200 gallons of fuel capacity?
200 gallons of fuel. You never have to stop.
Who does that? That's crazy.
You can drive from here to Texas with 200 gallons of
Incredible.
fuel, right? That's insane. When you get back here, the first thing I really want you to notice is just how good looking it is. I mean,
That's so true.
seriously, this coach looks amazing, and the back is just a really good place to see that. We're going to open this engine compartment in a second, but first I want you to kind of take note of those two cameras up there. One is your true backup camera, right? And it's going to work while you're going down the road. You can adjust that camera. It will rotate almost 180 degrees side to side and up and down. So I can go all the way out to the horizon, or I can drop it down and look directly at my hitch.
Wow.
Super important things to do while driving, right? The other camera, the smaller one there, is part of what's called a 360 bird's eye view look. So I can sit at my chair when I'm driving, or in the passenger seat when I'm riding, or anywhere in the coach and pull it up on the TV, and I can see all the way around my coach. There are cameras all the way around the coach. So it looks like I'm looking from the top down. So I can, if I hear a noise in the middle of the night, I can flip it over and take a look at that, right?
That is so beneficial, because when you want to back up into a tight spot, you can see with precision how close you are to anything. That's just an amazing system.
I love that system. It looks so good on camera too when you get
does.
inside and see it. Let's open this up, Elijah. Elijah talked about it earlier, 605 horsepower Cummins X15 motor, 1,950 foot-pounds of torque. Say that really fast 3 times. The other thing that I want you to see when you get back here, this will drop down and get out of the way if you need it to, but this, I don't know any other coach that's doing this. This is a fire suppression system. In the event that there's ever a fire in the engine, there's a little tube back here that's designed to burn quickly, burns through that, and when it does, that fogs this entire system, fogs the whole motor to put out a fire. That's such a big deal.
You'd think that other brands would just do that.
You would think.
Because it's a safety thing, right?
Everything that we've talked about so far, absolutely everything on this coach is standard. It's not something you've got to go down and like check a box, fill a list, figure out, do I need it, should I buy it, can I get it, maybe. It all comes standard with this coach. That is so critically important, I think, when you're buying an RV, is to make sure that it's got everything you want when you go, yeah, that's the one for me.
Absolutely, yep. This another great benefit of the Spartan chassis, the Spartan K4 chassis, is you're going to have a side-mounted radiator. So typically with the Freightliner chassis or those other chassis brands, you're going to have a radiator right back here, so you have no access to the engine. If you want to work on it, you have to basically be a rocket scientist or take it somewhere where someone else can work on it. This just allows you easy access to everything. It actually is going to get you, better airflow to the engine as well. It's just all around a better design to have that side-mounted radiator, which is right over here.
So as we come around to this side of the coach, kind of known as the business side of the coach, because we're going to get into things like dumping tanks and aqua hot heating systems and stuff like that. But before we get down to that, I really want to talk about the construction of the coach and how they build this motorhome, because it's unlike probably anything you've experienced or had before. It's a vacuum bonded wall. A lot of manufacturers build vacuum bonded walls, right? Not anything that's terribly uncommon. What is uncommon is that the studs in this wall are steel.
Wow.
That's a big deal. Rather than aluminum, most manufacturers are building vacuum bonded laminated walls with aluminum. When you build with steel, it's a little bit heavier, right? But it's also got more structure. It's beefier, it's stronger. You want a strong box going down the road. That is super important. The slides are still going to have aluminum studs in those because of the weight that you're sliding out of that. But the walls, the structure, the box of the coach is built with steel studs. Big, big deal.
That's incredible.
In the slide rooms, they use a closed PVC foam. It's an 8-pound PVC foam. When you hear other manufacturers talk about vacuum bonded laminate, they use block foam insulation. Block foam insulation is nothing more than styrofoam. I can literally walk up and push my finger and go through that block foam insulation. This closed cell foam, it's green. It's thick and it's hard, it's stiff. You can't get through that. You can't penetrate that easily. It's designed to make this coach quiet. I can't talk about that enough, that how big of a deal that is.
That is so important. What's right above you, Tara? This is incredible.
Oh, tell them what that is, Elijah,
so
that's kind of amazing.
You have a fire escape door right here. There's a ladder that's built in. Not many brands are doing that, first of all.
Right, very few.
But just, again, another safety feature that Foretravel cares about. They're going to give it to you.
Black and gray tank hookups are here. Both toilets on this coach are macerator toilets, so it's an easy dump for this. It's easy to do. We won't spend a lot of time talking about that because it's just something you got to do. I like it because it's all stainless. It's clean, it's easy to operate. There's nothing complicated in here. We keep it really simple because it's just poop, right? We just need to get rid of it. It doesn't need to be complicated. I'm going to close this. Elisha, why don't you tell us about the Aqua Hot heating system on this, because it's a big deal.
So exciting. This has, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but this is incredible. This is the Aqua Hot 600D. So that's the best Aqua Hot system you can get. It's the, the best rated on-demand water system for a coach. You're going to actually on this one have 2 electric heating elements, which is going to get you 14 gallons of reserve hot water. So you're going to have more of an instantaneous hot water availability. It's also, because it's the 600 diesel Aqua Hot, you're going to actually have an element that goes through the engine to preheat the engine. So you don't have to plug that 12-volt heater in there and wait hours upon hours for it to heat up in cold weather. Incredible. You also have a power cord reel. Just again, something you'd expect on a coach that's high-end here. And then again, a power reel as well for the water filter.
You've got 6 8D batteries. So because everything's electric in this coach, because you're running big inverters on this coach, it becomes important when you go to things like this residential refrigerator. As the RV industry has evolved, we've gone to things like residential refrigerators, we've done away with propane, so we need more electricity. We don't always want to turn the generator on. So for those times that we don't, this gives me the power to run things like, plugs if I need to run a CPAP machine beside the bed, or I want to watch TV without turning it on. Now I've got the battery power to support those inverters.
What are other coaches in this price point doing?
They'll do 4.
Yeah.
They'll do 4 AGMs.
Cheaper
These are
batteries.
gel batteries.
Yeah.
The gel is a big deal. That means there's no maintenance. I'm not out here checking water. Again, I can be pretty lazy with this coach. Being pretty lazy is kind of a big deal. It's why I want to go camping. It's the reason that I get away from everything, is to relax. I don't want to be chasing water for batteries and checking that kind of stuff, so this makes it super, super easy. This is a great place to look at the wiring. The wiring harnesses on RVs can run for miles. People don't realize how much wiring is in this coach. With this coach, with Foretravel, what they do is they label these wires every 6 to 12 inches. So if there's ever a problem, if you ever have any sort of issue, they're able to know what wire it is, where it goes, how to trace that wire, how to track it through there. It's so important that these wiring harnesses, Spartan does the same thing. So not only is it on your Foretravel side, it's also on your Spartan side. This is also where you'll find the switch to move the generator in and out. We're inside, so we can't crank up. There's no air in this, so I won't be putting that out. But it's a 12.5 Onan generator that's standard that'll run everything in the coach. And we're going to talk more about the stuff inside the coach when we get inside in just a minute. So as we're coming around to the front of the bus, I just want to point out how big and beefy these mirrors are. They're chrome, they look super. The camera for the coach, for your side view cameras, are built into the mirrors, not down here on the side of the coach, low, so they're getting debris and stuff in them. I like them up high like that. Huge windshield. This is really a good place, Jeremy, when you're shooting this, and Elijah can tell you, when you look at this coach, I mean, look at the lights, again, the accents around the headlights.
The styling just tuned in.
It looks incredible. Gorgeous. There's nothing out there that looks like this. When you are driving down the road and you see a Foretravel, you recognize it. There's nothing like it. It is recognizable, and let's face it, at this point, you want to be seen, right? This is a perfect coach to be seen in. I mean, there's nothing else like it. I love the look.
They also add another layer of protection up on the front here. So they add an armor shield, paint protection package up here. That's just important because we're here in Florida and there's love bugs that get stuck in there and try to eat away the paint. It's not going to happen with this because they have that other extra level of protection.
We do have love bugs here.
You also have massive windshield wipers. They're not going to give you those, cheap.
They're
heavy duty, right?
That's heavy duty. The other thing that I want to talk about is the Mobile Eye. So the Mobile Eye, it sends out a signal, lets you know if you drift out of your lane or into another lane without your turn signal on. Also notifies you if you get too close. There's some redundancies built into this coach. When we talk about the Mobile Eye and approaching too close, it's going to notify you with an audible sound.
I also want to tell you about the collision mitigation system. You can see part of it right down here. Incredible safety feature. It's going to physically stop your coach if you get too close to a car, if you're about to crash. It will hit the brakes for you if you're not able to. It's incredible. It also gives you adaptive cruise control on this coach, which is so nice when you're going on a long trip. You can set the cruise control, and if the car in front of you slows down a little bit or speeds up, it's gonna stick right with that and keep the right distance between you and that car. You don't have to keep adjusting your cruise control. That's incredible.
So just kind of like your Mercedes-Benz at home. Right. It's just the same kind of principle. What I keep hearing over and over today as we've gone around this coach is the safety features that Foretravel has thought of up front for you that are standard equipment that you don't have to think about adding and going, do I really want that? Do I need that? It is there. It is absolutely there. Foretravel has thought of everything they possibly can, from the fire suppression, the collision mitigation, the tire-on safety bands, the adaptive cruise control, the Mobileye, the escape door. I mean,
wow.
The list is endless just on a few things that we've touched on outside on safety for this motorhome. Foretravel thought of everything.
Before we head inside, I want to talk about the two awnings this unit has. They're both standard. You don't have to pay extra for adding another awning on. They're carefree awnings, electric. They also are painted awning covers up there, so a lot of brands don't think about doing that. I also want to point out the awning for the door right here, it's wider than they usually are, so you can come out of your coach, and before you kind of get going, if it's raining, you're still underneath your awning when you're off the step. That's a really cool feature.
You know why it's wider? Because the door is wider, which is a big deal. A couple of things I want to touch but right before we go inside, and I'll show you what they look like on the dash. Again, it goes back to safety. We've been talking about safety a lot with this coach. The big thing with these tires, there's a tire pressure monitoring system built in. Now, if you've been around for a little while, you've had RVs in the past, you've seen the ones that you have to buy this gauge monitor thing, set it up on your dash. It looks kind of crazy. You screw the caps on these tires. That's not the way this works. This is integrated into that digital dash system. This is also going to have, it's a band inside that tire that's reading that air pressure. It's going to tell you exactly what the tire pressure is in there. It's not going to be whether it's high or low. It's going to be 112 or 95. It tells you what the PSI is in there. So that becomes super important when you're driving down the road. You can also have that same system installed on your tow vehicle if you'd like, and it will read on that digital dash. So you have that information right in front of you all the time. I just think when Foretravel thinks about safety, they cover every base. Now, let's go inside, because you've been waiting on it, right? Everybody's been waiting to get inside this coach. The steps on this coach, those are called executive steps. They're outrageous. They fold up, they're clean, they're heavy duty. You're not bouncing and like having to hang on. When you're carrying groceries in from the grocery store, it's a big deal the way that you walk into this coach. You may have your hands full, it may be hard. I want to make sure that you see the tile work that's in this entryway. It's so meticulous. It's all hand-laid mosaic tiles in here. It's just, there's nobody else doing this. That kind of gorgeous work. When this step cover comes out, it's going to cover this completely. There's slots here for it to fit into. Controls for your 12-volt battery power, and your lights are going to be right there when you walk in. I mean, look at the door. There's just nothing like this coach that's out there.
So as we come onto the inside of this Foretravel realm, just the first thing you notice is just how gorgeous it is. Everything's handcrafted, beautiful, ornate. But let's start right now at the front of the coach, right, Terry?
Exactly. Let's start with this digital dash. This is brand new. It's part of Spartan's program. It's a 15-inch valid digital dash system. Everything is incorporated into this dash. I'm going to sit down so maybe that gives you a little bit better look at it. I talked about tire pressure monitoring system outside. This is where that shows up. So now you can see your tire pressure. It takes a minute for a couple of them to read, but it'll give you exactly what the tire pressure is in every single tire. I can scroll through this. I can move it to the steering effort, so I can control on this easy steer system. I can control how much effort is going into that from me and how much is going into it from the coach itself. It cuts down on driver fatigue. It lets this coach battle the wind without you having to battle the wind. So you're not getting exhausted driving down the road. If you've got a hard crown in the road, you're no longer feeling like you're like pulling against it. The other thing that it does is like when you go to back into a campground spot or pull through or wherever you're at that you've had to torque this steering wheel all the way around, when you let it go, it comes right back to center. It centers up without any effort from you. So if you've had a coach in the past where you've fought that steering wheel, you're no longer doing that. I just really like the way that you see this. Right now that says no CMS, that's the collision mitigation system, so it's off because we're not fired up or anything. I've just got the dash on. The steering wheel is power tilt, power telescope. It's going to be right there, so the steering wheel moves. Everything is adjustable here. The air level is back here. I can control the air level right from the side of the coach. Everything is at the driver's fingertips. It's super easy to run this coach. You won't find that you are exhausted after driving 500 or 600 miles if you needed to. You get where you're going and you're still ready to go out for dinner that night. So I love that about this coach, that it's just so easy to drive, and that all starts here with the cockpit.
So one of the things you'll notice inside the Foretravel realm is if you look at the floor, there's no carpet whatsoever. It's an incredible feature. You also have flush floor sides. So you can see that right here. This slide has no step up whatsoever when you come up to this dinette area and the kitchen. That's an incredible feature there. How are they doing that, Terry? It's amazing.
This is one of this 4-slide system it's the best. There's nothing like it. So if you've had a coach in the past, any other coach basically, when your slide comes in, it kind of has to kick up and then kind of come in and sit down. So what happens when whoever's the passenger gets up to go to the restroom or goes to make a cup of coffee, they stub their toe because this floor is elevated, right? I do it all the time on our coaches on the lot. I do it all the time. So it's a true flush floor slide. There's no elevations in this coach at any point when the slides are in or out. They're the same all the time. No other coach does that. That is such a big deal.
It's incredible.
It looks good. You know, you don't have a carpet flap hanging over.
Right.
You also don't have that big, heavy, all tile slide that has to come up and come in. And it's now bouncing going down the road, right? That's a huge issue. So when this slide comes in and out, it comes in and it stays flush. It's amazing. I can't get enough of what Foretravel does with this coach that nobody else does. The furnishings, this color is called Crown Jewel. It's gorgeous in here, absolutely gorgeous. As you walk back through.
Good shot of this dinette over here too. What's great about it is you can actually expand it so you can sit 4 people here. If you just want to sit 2, it goes right back in. And keep in mind, you also have those 2 chairs that are down below. So you have 2 additional chairs. So you could technically, seat 6 people around this
right
table,
here.
which is incredible.
And then I can have some more people over there. And then I can have some people up there when both chairs turn around. So there's a party in this place. I want to make sure that you see this giant TV up front, high def TV. It's a smart TV. There's another TV here in the living room. There's a TV in each bunk bed. The other thing that's going to be standard on this, and you're going to see in some of the video, is that we do have a Traveler high definition satellite dish on the roof. You've got 3 air conditioners on the roof of this coach. They're all 15,000 BTU big air
heat
conditioners
pumps as well.
Yep. I mean, you get everything on this coach. And I go back to, it's all standard equipment. There's nothing optional on this coach. Everything is standard equipment. There's a big deal on this refrigerator. Elijah, you can make coffee
Oh, that's
on the
incredible.
Refrigerator.
You got to be kidding me, right?
No.
What?
Coffee.
Show us how that works.
There's a Keurig cup that goes right there, and you turn this on, and it says hot water. You make coffee with a refrigerator.
It's like
I've
the
never
Taj
seen
Mahal
anything
of
like
all
that in my
fridges.
life.
Incredible. It's
huge.
massive.
Look at that.
Wow. So coming on over to the kitchen here, I want to point out a couple things. First, this has a natural quartz countertop here. It's not going to be granite. It's absolutely gorgeous, beautiful. The cabinetry is second to none. I mean, you could tell us a little bit more about this, Terry, but this is all handcrafted. You said it's all walnut. It just looks gorgeous, right?
It does. They use a varnish on this, so it's not a real big stain on it to change the color, so you see the real natural grain of the walnut and stuff. These drawers, this is a pretty big deal. Like, I just bought a house, and I don't even have this in my house. So these are soft close drawers. 20-pound pull to get it open, 10-pound pull for it to close. I mean, that's just remarkable. It's just so neat.
Oh.
Unlock that now. Look at that. So you got to knock on it to open it up.
You have an induction cooktop right here. Just absolutely beautiful with these quartz covers right here. Show us the storage over here, Terry.
So big cabinets, big storage. You can use this for hanging as well as a pantry if you need a little bit of both. If you need this for the bunk beds, you can have this for the bunk beds. But these drawers, again, 20-pound pull, 10-pound close. I love the soft close drawers. You've got another cabinet on this side that'll do the same thing. So there's just storage everywhere. One thing to point out with a Foretravel is when you look at these shelves, they're all completely finished. There's no unfinished, like laminated stuff in there. It's all completely finished. There's cabinets everywhere on this coach.
One thing I like about the Foretravels as well, most coaches, all of the, whether it's a DVD player, CD player, all the audio systems, usually it's going to be kind of right up here inside your kitchen cabinets, taking up that integral space. Foretravel doesn't do that. They have it all behind this nice, beautiful glass cover there. You actually have some of the other equipment right over here. So they just hide it. These are your, DVD players or your DirecTV receivers there. It's just nice that it's not all stuck inside kind of your kitchen cabinets.
And this is the Silverleaf. There's an app that you're going to be able to download for your phone that you can control everything in the coach, the climate, you can control the air conditioners or the heat. You can control the electric grid in the floor that heats the tile floor. You can turn on and off the water pump if you need to. You can see where your tanks are at. So all of your controls for the coach are on this Silverleaf app. And again, you can download that to your phone or your tablet. You have a tablet that comes with it that shows you all of that, but you can download an additional app to your phone if you needed to use it for that too. So it's a tech dream. If you like a little tech, this is a great coach for you.
Smart home.
It's smart house. It's the
incredible.
Best. Bunk area is here, and I'm going to let Elijah talk about that. Bathroom is on this side as you come through here. Again, this is the LVB, so it has 2 full bathrooms, both with showers. Why? Because most manufacturers put a shower only in the back and put a half bath here. Why would you do that? You don't want the kids back there coming through your bedroom or guest or whoever's staying up here. You want them to have their own shower and bathroom right here, and you do.
These bunk areas are awesome. First thing, you have TVs inside there. You have tons of integrated storage. You actually have an AC vent for each bunk area, so it's not going to get too hot in there. This is a really cool feature. This keeps the door from closing. You just take that right out, and then you can close this door right over here, completely close off both bunk areas. There's also a built-in ladder here, and all the built-in storage is just really impressive. You can get a shot down here later, but there's storage at the heads of both beds. There's actually doors that open up and drawers. Really impressive feature there.
So this bathroom it's all handcrafted. We've talked about that over and over today, that this coach is just luxury at every level, and it's a custom luxury diesel. This bathroom and shower is no different. The shower is going to be hand-laid mosaic tile. The walls are going to be hand-laid mosaic tile. It's porcelain toilets naturally. I mentioned earlier this is a macerator toilet in the front and the back of the coach. That eliminates that need for the Sanacon type system outside, so it's one less thing to go wrong. You just need that stuff to be simple and to really work. But the bathroom is gorgeous. There's tons of storage. There is cabinets for a linen closet. You've got cabinets for a medicine chest next to the mirror. You've also got drawers underneath. So there's a ton of storage in this bathroom. So what is normally just a half bath becomes a full bath with a real shower. It's just such a big deal, and it's gorgeous. The shower's just gorgeous. So when you come into the master suite, this bedroom, it's just everything that you would expect in a custom luxury diesel coach. The mattress is amazing. It is a bamboo latex mattress. It is phenomenally comfortable. It's designed to be hypoallergenic, so if you're like me or you have asthmas or allergies or anything like that, it certainly makes that a lot easier to sleep on. The other thing that I wanted to point out as we've kind of walked through the coach, the walls. In every other coach out there, you see this wall board with like a wallpaper. This is real wood walls. There's no wallpaper. When it's not the wood, it's a padded wall. I mean, they just use really quality materials all the way through this coach. It's everything you want in a luxury diesel motorhome. On both sides of the bed, maybe a little bit hard to see, but you've got a 110 plug and a USB plug on both sides of the bed. So, and it covers, goes away, gets clean. I mean, it looks super clean. Wait till you see the TV, because what you haven't seen, and the one thing that we haven't talked about, is how big the windows are. The windows are massive in the living area and back here. This is the lighting around all the windows. It's just phenomenal. But Elijah, I want to watch TV when I go to bed at night. So show me how to do that.
You actually have a televator system right there. So there's a button you push right here. TV comes right up. That window though, Terry, right behind it, massive. I've never seen a window that big in a bedroom. Which is great, because usually it gets like dark and kind of dingy back here in the bedroom.
Kind of cave-ish.
Not on this Foretravel. You also have storage right beside this TV on either side. Just a lot of storage here.
Everything.
Carpeted, beautiful.
I love the storage that they do in this coach. Again, because this coach is made for multiple people to sleep in, so they give you the multiple places for them to put their stuff.
Before we move on to the master bath, I just want to point out as well, there's so much room back here.
It's huge.
Here, usually, even when the bed's out, both sides are out, you kind of almost have to turn sideways just to get through here. This is like a dance floor in here.
Tons of room.
Incredible.
We can get dressed. There's room for two people to come in here and get their clothes, get dressed. I mean, the things you need to do, right? Wait till you see this. If you thought the first bathroom was impressive, this one, oh my gosh, off the chain. I'm going to show you this closet, tons of space. Notice that the closets are all cedar lined. It's exactly what you would expect from a custom luxury diesel motorhome. You want those nice finishing touches. Come on in. I want to show you my favorite part of this motorhome. Look at this shower. Oh my gosh. There are 3 shower heads. The big one that's adjustable on the top. There's 2 on the side, on each side of the control for the shower. It's all hand-laid tile in here. It's got a big seat so you can sit down, shave your legs. It's just, I mean, it's just gorgeous. There's shelves built in to set your shampoo. They've got the bars in there so stuff doesn't fall out of those shelves when you're driving down the road. It's not falling away. So a couple more things in this bathroom and we're going to start to kind of wrap this up. But this is some really important stuff. You've got the door back here, the escape hatch, so don't forget that we looked at outside. This is really, really kind of cool. This is an all-new LG turbo washer dryer, extra large capacity. So it's a combo unit. Foretravel has started to use the combo units in all bunk models. Because why? It gives you 1 extra hanging space. And again, storage is critical and important. The other thing to mention about this washer dryer and all washer dryers in Foretravel is that it is 240 rather than a 110. So if you've had an RV in the past that's had the small units or the small combos, this thing will wash your bedding, it'll wash the comforter, and it's 240, so it'll dry it too without you having to run it 4 or 5 cycles and stuff like that. It's just a big, big deal. Cabinet over the sink. And this is where your safe is. So it's really hidden back here. It's tucked away. Nobody's going to automatically come in there and find that. Everybody thinks that it's under the bed or in a closet. But Foretravel does a really good job of kind of tucking that away and getting it out of sight for you.
Before we wrap up and head outside, I just want to point out a really, really cool feature is that the floor is the same level front to back. So you don't have that step up that you typically have when you go into the bathroom in other coaches. Foretravel builds it with no step up whatsoever.
As we come to the close of our time together today, I just want to wrap up with a few things that I think are super important. The safety features that we've talked about on this coach are second to none in the entire RV industry. You've got the Tyron safety bands to protect you in the event of a blowout. You've got the fire suppression system that fogs that motor in the event that there's a fire in that back. You've got the escape hatch in the bathroom in the event that something happens back there. In the front, you've got the adaptive cruise control and the collision mitigation mixed with the Mobileye. All those things go so far to protect your family.
And you're protected with actually a 2-year bumper-to-bumper warranty. I don't think we mentioned that yet, but that's incredible. So everything in the coach is going to be covered for 2 years. You also have a 3-year, 36,000-mile maintenance. You don't have to pay for any maintenance for that 3 years, 36,000 miles at Spartan. So all your regular maintenance that you would do, completely covered for 3 years.
That's
Incredible.
a big deal on that engine and transmission. That's such a big deal.
If you like this Foretravel, or if you like any of the other Foretravels we have in stock, please come by any one of our locations, go to the website below, or call our phone number. There truly has never been a better time to buy a brand new RV and a diesel pusher than right now. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Elisha.
I'm Terry Myers. It's been our pleasure to spend time with you today. Thank you so much.
Have a great day.